have a question about 39 and 49.
Right.
People want to know, why did you have to invent X49? What is the difference between the two? What's the point of having the two of them together? Does X49 activate the same type of cells that X39 does?
Yeah, so X39 definitely came first, and that is a GHKCU copper peptide. So this copper peptide is based off of glycine, and it's a tripeptide. So it's composed of the amino acids glycine, histidine, and lysine. And part of the magic of the peptide is that it is a very high affinity for binding with copper. And this is what gives it its properties. So the other advantage of GHKCU is that it's ubiquitous. It's found pretty much throughout the entire body. So the results that people will get will tend to be rather systemic. So in our studies, we see people get benefits in the cardiovascular system, in their cognition, health benefits in the brain, health benefits for strength, stamina, recovery, and so forth. X49, on the other hand, when I was looking at what we were going to do with patches as a follow-up to X39, I wanted to see first technically that we could elevate AHK, since it's something like a daughter peptide to GHK. AHK, as the name would imply, is based off of alanine instead of glycine. And alanine is very interesting. I had been studying the effects of carnosine on the body for 15 years. And so I was familiar with alanine metabolism. And alanine is more localized. So when we think of the effects of alanine in the body, we would think in terms of metabolism in the brain, in the heart, in the skeletal muscle, and in the skin, and it also shows up in some other places. But it tends to be more localized than GHK. And but AHK has some remarkable benefits, as we found. And we did a study with people using just GHK or just AHK, and then the combination of the two. And we found that because X49, when it's elevating AHK, metabolizes in the muscle, it appears that it activates the satellite stem cells in the muscle, although we haven't validated that. But the proof that we saw was that people gain muscle very rapidly when using X49, and they had remarkable improvements in strength, stamina, and also corresponding decrease in body fat. So the way to think about it is that X39 is good for the entire body, and then there's going to be some very powerful localized benefits of using X49.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
For anyone, not just athletes.
For anyone, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I would say for anyone, because a good way to think about this is that one of the biggest challenges that everyone faces as they age is sarcopenia, the loss of muscle, and also the loss of bone density. And that was, in fact, a study that we did with X49. We did that with Dr. Melinda Connor, and we found that AHK would inhibit the loss of bone and could even increase bone density over a period of time. So as people age, and especially as they get into their 60s and 70s, loss of strength and stamina leads to an increased risk of mortality, all-cause mortality. So if we can do things to preserve muscle mass, preserve bone density, and keep people healthy and strong, then we're decreasing their risk of death.
Wow, perfect.
But we're not making that claim.
Of course
I
not.
should say that we're not making that claim. But it is clinically, it's well known that loss of muscle and bone density leads to all-cause mortality, increased risk of all-cause mortality.
Okay.
Yeah.